Mariners lose 7-3. They fall to 8-9 on the year. Their four-game winning streak is kaput. They lose the first game against the Brewers of this three-game series. Let's talk about how it happens. Chris Flexen looks good in the first inning, does not look good in the second inning, gives up an RBI double to Luke Voigt, gives up an RBI single to Owen Miller, and then a fielder's choice scores another run to make it 3-0 in the second inning. Mariners do get one back. Big Dumper clobbers a home run into right center field, makes it 3-1. Not a lot happens until the sixth inning. Milwaukee scores one on a Brian Anderson single. France does double home a run to make it 4-2. But in the seventh, they get two more runs. The Brew Crew, that is. Bryce Terang hits a pinch hit homer off Penn Murphy. Christian William Contreras. I don't know where Christian came from. Maybe I was thinking Christian Bethencourt there. Weird. Anyway, he singles home a run to make it 6-2. That man, Julio Rodriguez, does hit a solo home run to make it 6-3. And in the ninth, a ball goes right through the wickets of J.P. Crawford to make it 7-3. This will be a pretty quick one because this is kind of the first game of the year where I feel like it's these things happen type of thing. But let's talk about some positives to start. Julio clobbers that home run, just has the one hit, but you can see he's on the baseball. His timing is just a little off. He also got called out on a atrocious third strike. It reminded me of what he was going through last year where he just couldn't buy a strike. Teoscar Hernandez with a couple more hits. Big Dumper reaches twice along with that home run. It's pretty much it for the positives. J.P. Crawford does reach on a walk, but makes a horrific defensive play that pretty much ended any chance of them winning that game. I thought Chris Flexen was okay. He does have the big inning. It's something that you see with Chris Flexen when he has starts like this, the margin of error he's working with. Yeah, he did generate some swings and misses today. He had actually a pretty good curveball going on, but just way too much to the plate, and he can't afford it. He doesn't have the movement on his arsenal, doesn't have the velocity to get away with it. He has to be pretty darn close to perfect with his pitches to be super successful. If you sign me up every time for 6 innings and 4 runs baseball, I know that actually equals a 6 ERA, which, isn't great. But if you're just going to tell me that here's what's happening today, Chris Flexen is going to give up 4 runs and you need to score 5 to win, I think I take it most of the time. I do. It's not perfect, but from your 5th starter, really your 6th starter, it's not bad. It's not bad. You should be able to score 4 or 5 runs a game. So, they didn't tonight. Penn Murphy was bad. And I will say, I'm not usually one to criticize Scott Service. I think he does a great job. I don't really understand going to Murphy in that situation because as soon as you brought him in, Bryce Terang was obviously going to pinch hit. I don't love Murphy's stuff against left-handers. He's not like a completely righty only guy. But it did create that situation where it was like, yeah, why not leave Flexen in there if you announce Terang as the pinch hitter, then go to Gabe Spire. Because then you go lefty, righty, lefty. And I like Spire's chances of succeeding in that situation a lot better. I thought that was a little bit mismanaged, to be honest with you. Not like the worst decision I've ever seen, but it was something that I was a little head scratching to me. Ultimately, didn't cost him the game, but did make a tough situation much tougher. Diego Castillo does get out of this without allowing a run, but again, looks just awful. Loads the bases, throws 17 of 30 pitches for strikes, doesn't strike anybody out. Just incredibly unimpressed with I've seen from Diego Castillo so far this year. Ultimately, again, I think he'll be okay, but have not been impressed with Diego Castillo this year. The offense, they faced Corbin Burns today, and want to say this, hopefully Corbin Burns is okay. Left with what looked like a chest injury. Didn't get a chance to see what exactly came out. And he wasn't great, but he's tough. He's a tough guy to square up. And he's usually a guy who misses a lot of bats. He only strikes out 3 in this one, partially because I think the Mariners were maybe a little too aggressive. And partially just because he didn't finish off a lot of pitches. But yeah, this was not a great offensive effort, but I do think you have to give some credit to Corbin Burns, and hopefully he's okay. Man, the bottom of this lineup, just really bad again. Kelnick, my buddy, real struggle today. Cooper Hummel did hit one ball hard. Was a nice play by Rowdy Tellez. Still hitless, and Colton Wong over 3 again, hitting 106. And it's a small sample, but it's not that small a sample anymore. We've played over a tenth of the year, and Colton Wong has been one of the worst players in baseball. In fact, when I looked it up before this game, I believe he was at minus 0.9 WAR, which means a replacement player would provide substantially more value than Colton Wong has provided so far. I'm concerned. I am concerned. Ty France is driving a run with a nice double. I meant to talk about this. This is my yelly moment, I guess. What the hell are you doing, Eugenio Suarez? So for those who missed it, it's a 3-1 game. Jared Kelnick's at the plate. It's a 3-2 pitch. There's runners on first and second. It's really a make or break type situation. And Suarez takes off way too early and ends up getting picked off at third. Look, I saw some people, including a beat writer who I respect out of, talking about how that was a great play by the Brewers. BS. It was a set play. Sure, they took advantage. I've seen a few teams trying to do this, taking advantage of the pitch clock and hoping that somebody takes off thinking that they could run at that very last second of that pitch clock because they assume they're going to throw. BS. You have to see that ball leave Corbin Burns' hand. You have to. Especially when you're a 30 grade on the 2080 scouting scale runner like Eugenio Suarez is. And he's made a couple of bonehead running plays already this year. Can't happen. Literally ran yourself out of an inning with the hottest hitter in baseball at the plate. Now, look, Kelnick didn't have a good game, may not have gotten a hit, but taking away the chance to do that because your dumb butt ran is stupid. And I'm sorry for calling you dumb, Eugenio. You're definitely a smarter guy than me. Most people are. But that was stupid. It was a stupid baseball play. And it can't happen. Cannot happen. There's no defense for that. I don't care if it's the perfect play, the perfect taking advantage of a situation. They took advantage of the situation because Suarez did a stupid thing. It was a stupid play that ultimately hurt the Mariners substantially. Not the reason they lost, but it certainly didn't help. Can't happen. Cannot happen. And he'll be better. He's done a really nice job, especially hitting for average in this early part of the season. Gets on base because he gets that hit. But you can't get picked off third for the last out. It can never happen. I don't care if it's the perfect play. I don't care if it's the annexation of gosh dang Puerto Rico. Perfect play. It cannot happen. Dumb. Just dumb stuff. And I've seen a little bit too much of that from the Mariners in this early part of the season, and it's been very frustrating. But it happens. It does happen. It's frustrating. I got to be honest, when I saw this pitching matchup, I kind of chalked it up as an L. But it's pretty frustrating that they had some opportunities here, and that play can't happen. It can't. It cannot happen. It did, but it can't. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Please tell your friends. Again, when we get to 400 subscribers, I'm going to show this again. Somebody is going to win this beautiful Matt Brash rookie card with that sick-ass patch. Apologies for the second swear of my OI history. But yeah, tough loss. Follow my Patreon. I'm just rambling at this point. Patreon.com/MLB Prospect Guides. And yeah, that was a bummer. But I always got to tell you what the pitching matchup is the next day. I've told myself I'm going to do that. And I'm looking at it right now. It's Logan Gilbert against, man, this brings me back. Logan Gilbert is squaring off against Colin Ray. I cannot imagine Ray is going deep into that game. I would imagine that this is going to be, well, he did go 5 2/3 in his last outing. He only gave up the 1 run too. Interesting. That's a guy you should hit around. That is a guy you should hit around. Mariners definitely have the more favorable pitching matchup in that one. Yeah, How frustrated are you by that Colin Ray? Gosh, I can't even talk tonight. How frustrated are you by that Eugenio Suarez play? Because I got to be honest, I may have said some words I'm not allowed to say.